Hey guys, welcome back to the Union Leipzig career mode. Now, the results were not good in the first episode, so I'm getting straight into the games here. We just have a lot to figure out with this team in terms of who to build around and how to get the most of the players we have available. Unfortunately, we were having trouble scoring goals and conceding goals, so there's a lot of work to be done all over the pitch. And unfortunately, to start this game, we come dangerously close to conceding. That was more luck than anything, but my God, we just look so nervous with everything that comes our way. Hopefully that'll change with time, but I don't know, maybe it's just a fundamental tweak with the system we need to make. But hopefully we can at least get something offensively going to cover for it in the meantime. As Olivier Soko cuts inside our left winger, still yet to score a goal for Union Leipzig, but he's looked dangerous through the first episode into now. Definitely one to watch out for. And the fact is, we've only played 5 games with Leipzig so far. It's just going to take a lot of time to figure out what's going to work for us. I think we're genuinely seeing some really promising signs, especially offensively. We're seeing some of these players step up, like Simon Wolf, who plays through a good ball for Fofana. That's a good chance, but again, our striker, not clinical enough when it matters. But you know, overall, we've actually looked really in control of this game. As we go to the second half, we're getting across this idea of possession play. We got a couple good passers in the team, and Emeka Obi making himself available on the wing. That's a great run, and we play the ball up top. Simon Wolf started the play, and he almost finished it. Our highest rated player is proving to probably be our best on the pitch. But still, no goals scored for Wolf or a lot of our other attacking players, and more troubling is our defense, as again, the goalkeeper's forced into action. Kraus makes an amazing save. It's good to have his experience back there. And you know, I think he might be one of the only good things we can say about our defense so far. Lucas Schultz has been a really promising playing out from the back kind of center back, but definitely not in terms of preventing chances. But fortunately, we're creating a really good one of our own here as we come forwards. Wolf picks out Soko, who again can't quite score, but our left winger is getting into really good positions. But with only 15 minutes remaining, something has to change. And unfortunately, Fofana's looked good with build-up play. I've said this before, but I think Bergman is a better just like target man up top, especially in games when we need a goal. I want to give him more of an opportunity. We've got other creative players to set him up, and maybe he can find some kind of way to just get us a goal when the odds are against us. Soko cutting inside does really well to find Bergman. Chest down and a strike. That is so much better. That is what we've been missing, the kind of striker who can just create a chance out of almost nothing. But unfortunately, there's still no goal at the end of it, and unfortunately for us, it's another scoreless draw. I mean, the games could be going a lot worse than this, but it's not exactly promising. We don't have that much to get excited about just yet. We still have a lot to work out in this team. Now, it's only been 2 games. We're sitting in 14th, though. 2 draws. Again, it's not that bad, but there's so much room for improvement. I at least want to see us looking better, despite the results. But for now, there's not that many talking points. I think we just need to keep playing games and see who at least starts to emerge. So we're going to get straight back into league action. It's another game, and I'm going to go with the same starting 11 right now with the 4-3-3 formation. And we're just hoping the team can start to build some chemistry. It's going to take some games, and again, we're 6 matches in as a new club, so hopefully things will start to click in the next couple of weeks. It kind of feels like we just need a little bit of momentum, even just a lucky goal to give us something to rally around, a little confidence, because it's been pretty boring so far in terms of the way we're playing. Although we're looking a little bit better here. We're seeing promising signs as Soko gets into a deadly position and finally gets a much-deserved goal. Our left winger has been probably our most dangerous player, and this is exactly why. If our strikers aren't the most clinical, we need wingers who can finish. This guy definitely looks to have an eye for goal. I know he hasn't scored yet, but he's at least had a lot of good shots and finally manages to convert one. That's going to go a long, long way for boosting the morale of this team. But while a goal is nice, it doesn't exactly paper over the problems in our defense, as we're conceding a lot of chances. I think the switch to a back 4 has been good, and we've looked to concede less, but definitely far from the finished product in terms of organization. Thankfully, Kraus has looked good between the sticks, and our goalkeeper is saving us at the moment. But one player can only do so much, and I think I've said this before, but it's just not sustainable to rely on a goalkeeper to bail you out time and time again. And finally, a shot from distance perfectly in the top corner is enough to reset our lead. We're back level again, and unfortunately, Union Leipzig's defensive problems are looking to really cost us. I know we managed 2 draws in our opening games, but it was pretty fortunate that we didn't concede, and we're finally paying the price here. And I mean, really, our team is just so fragile. The minute things start going against us, you can just feel it. Now, Kraus has been so reliable for us as goalkeeper so far, but even he makes a huge mistake here as the ball slips past him into the back of the net. I mean, at this point, everyone's making individual mistakes. The team has no collective identity yet. We just have a lot of improving to do. We better do it fast because I think things are going to start going really far south if we can't pick up a win at some point soon. But there's still a lot of game left to play, and we're still conceding a lot of chances. I mean, we have a lot of bright spots in our attack, especially as we cut through the opposition back line. Emeka Obi again showing his pace off really well as the teenager cuts inside, but lack of maturity there to be able to pull off the final pass. But he does look sharp, and he's one of the brightest spots in our attack. The unpredictability and just raw talent to be able to come forwards and beat his man is a huge asset to this team. But it's really everyone who's having trouble finishing, and Obi blasts it wide again. We just need somebody who can start doing it consistently for us. Soko finally got a goal, but our strikers, we haven't really sorted out yet. Fofana comes off, Bergman comes on. Maybe he can get us something going for us up top. But there's not a lot of action the rest of the game, and unfortunately, it's another loss for Union Leipzig. Things are really not looking good at this point. And the reality is, we might have to make some tough decisions now about what to do with the squad going forwards. And listen, I don't mean to be overly harsh on one single player, but I think our captain Nico Becker has been a huge letdown. And I'm actually going to go ahead and give the captain's armband to the player in our defense who's been doing a better job, honestly. Kraus, I think he's been the standout performer in between the sticks. And I'm actually going to go as far as to take Becker out of the lineup and see if that can't just shake up the squad a little bit. We have Schumacher as an option too, who on paper isn't as good, but I don't know if on paper matters right now. I'm actually going to give Braun a chance at left back as well. Let's just try to shake things up a little bit. I think Schultz has played well, and our right back Brandt has looked good as well. Outside of that, I think the rest of the team is starting to show some signs of life. Let's see if this can change things for us. Well, we're taking on Stuttgart's B team a second time this season. Last time was in preseason. It was our first ever game. This should be a good benchmark to see how much we've improved since then. And the real thing we want to be looking at this game is the defense. We've swapped out 2 players, including our captain, so hopefully it's going to pay off. Schumacher with an early block, and that's promising signs at least from our back line. But the one thing that's actually been working really well for us are those little passes through midfield and into our front line. The team's actually taken better to the possession tactics we set up than I expected this early. And honestly, I feel like we're a little unlucky to not be scoring more with some of the good chances we're creating. Emeka Obi particularly looked sharp on the right-hand side, and I think our front line's been good as well, including Fofana and Wolf, who still has yet to score, but that's a good chance. And unlike Becker, he is showing signs of being a good player like his rating would suggest. I think it's just a matter of time for him. So we're seeing some signs, I guess, from our offense. Not enough consistently, but I'm not that worried about it. And in terms of our defense, I think the changes have worked. And not to get ahead of myself here, but we've definitely looked better in this game so far. We haven't conceded that many chances against us, and we've created a fair amount going forwards. I guess we looked pretty good against Stuttgart in preseason comparatively as well, so maybe in terms of benchmarking we haven't made that much of an improvement, but it's only been a handful of games, and here we go. We might have a chance on here as Wolf has another crack at goal. It's the wrong side of the post, but that came very close. We're doing a good job staying in control of this game. It's opening up a bit. It's been pretty end-to-end for the last 5 or 10 minutes. Maybe is going to swing in our favor here as we get forward. Bergman playing through Emeka Obi, who comes through the middle. Lets it go ahead of him. Again, flashes from Obi, but definitely not enough consistency from him. And now time is winding down. Can we find a winner? The momentum is definitely with us as we play the ball into the middle here. The shot, it's blocked, but we came close again. We're putting the pressure on. The unfortunate part, though, is we get so many players forward. We're definitely susceptible on defense. Like we've seen a lot, the counterattacks can be our weakness as players are scrambling to get back in position here. It's another defensive mistake, as in the dying moments of the game, we let a goal in. This is a game we looked primed to maybe win for the first time all season. But unfortunately for us, we couldn't score, and we lost our concentration in the final moments. We lose yet another game. Now, we knew the start to the season, and probably our entire first season, was going to be tough, but we're barely hovering above the relegation zone right now, and if we don't get things together fast, it could look pretty grim for us. But now comes the big question, what are we going to do about it? Well, I think the one area we can really focus on right now is up top. Now, we've been creating good chances but not scoring, so I'm actually going to make a big change and move away from using Fofana as like a false nine kind of striker and just put somebody up top who can really be a target man for us. Now, that means a change in personnel, which may be a little harsh. I do like Fofana, but Bergman's more of a traditional striker, and we've got creative players around him. Maybe starting him up top can be enough to get us goals. And it seems like the game knows what's on our mind. As it's clear here, we are the lowest scoring team in the league with only one goal in 4 games. That's pretty dire. But I might even be focusing on the wrong end of the pitch. We do need help scoring goals, but right now, our biggest issue is our glaring lack of defensive organization. I mean, our goalkeeper has bailed us out so many times. I think he's been our player of the season so far. And the only other standout in our back line has been Schultz, but that's only because he can pass well and not necessarily because he can defend well. We just seem so disorganized with or without the captain Becker in the side. I made a bold call leaving him out, but the truth is that it's not like we have a better replacement at the moment. And we're just conceding a lot of chances regardless of the personnel we have back there. Maybe it's an issue with the tactics, or even more realistically, maybe we just don't have that good of a team yet. And as we concede a goal again, things looking to be going downhill once again for Union Leipzig. Now, I don't want to get ahead of myself here, but if things don't turn around pretty quick, I think we could be losing the players and the fans and maybe even the support of the board. I mean, again, we knew this was going to take time to adapt, but it's looking pretty rough out there. We're not seeing a whole lot of signs of progress just yet. At least the possession's been halfway decent, though. As we're keeping a hold of the ball, it's a starting point at the very least. Bergman getting forwards now. Kruger top in the box. He's got a chance for the shot. It's a goal, and how about that? Kruger, one of the unexpected breakout players in our side this season. Definitely not the highest rated. I don't even think he's made the highlights much in here, but he's been doing a good job defensively in midfield since I gave him the start, and apparently he's showing he can do it offensively as well. This might be the kind of box-to-box midfielder that this team could really use right now. And hey, maybe that goal is just the kind of boost in confidence we needed to get ourselves on track this season. It's been a really rough run of results, but we're seeing some signs of life at least. However, it's like our defense isn't even there at times as we get cut open. We're trying to close down in the midfield and winning the ball back there, but an unlucky deflection at the top of the box and a shot that should not go in results in a second goal. That's poor again from our team. And I just don't even know where to focus right now. I mean, we're having trouble scoring, we're having trouble conceding. I can't exactly switch up the formation to overly focus on either of those when nothing else is going well for us. But again, at least we're moving the ball around well as Wolf gets a good chance. Again, we're seeing some signs on offense at least, but we're just not converting all of the chances we're creating. The game is far from over though. We're still in the first half and there's still plenty of time for us to get a goal and at least salvage a draw from this, if not more. But Emeka Obi getting forwards now does well to dribble past his man. Again, poor decision making means we don't get a chance at the end of it. But we're carrying a lot of momentum into the second half here and actually growing into the game a lot as Emeka Obi finds so much space to run down the wing. He's looking pretty sharp, the teenager. He could use a little bit of work with the polish, but the ball played through to Bergman. Blasts it over the bar. And for the guy that we put in the lineup to finish, he hasn't exactly been able to find the back of the net just yet. But we're actually looking really comfortable here and definitely in control of the game as we continue to move the ball around well. Obi again finding himself in a dangerous position. He's got the shot on, but again, no goal. Are we going to be able to find another one before time runs out? There is still plenty of time on our side, but the way we're finishing, I don't know about it. Wolf getting forward though, this is a good chance. Ball into the box, headed away. We got all of our numbers forward now. We're definitely going for it. Obi beats his man again. That's clever footwork from the young winger. Can he put a ball in? Oh, barely gotten to by the goalkeeper. We're definitely cranking the pressure up here though. This is the kind of dominant possession that we set out for with our system, and it's actually working really well. Now I know we had those lapses in concentration in the first half, but the defense has looked good, I think for the most part, because we've had so much of the ball. They haven't even gotten a chance, but maybe that's the way we need to play. It's our right back, Brandt, plays it forward for Wolf. Very patient in possession here. All inside for Obi, who plays it through for Bergman. It's a poor shot though, and our striker again lets us down with a bad finish at the end of the move. And now with time running out for us, we're still a goal down, and as a chance comes off the crossbar and then deflected into the back of the net, that spells the end of our game. 3-1, and we've got more questions than answers right now with the squad. We need help scoring, and we need help on defense. It hasn't clicked for us. But there's some news. It's transfer deadline day, and because things haven't gone well, it's time for our first AI-generated event for this series, where I'll be using ChatGPT to act as the board and tell us what happens next. Alright, so here's the situation. The owner, Frederick Vogel, takes us as the manager into his office for a discussion around the results on deadline day. And we're given a positive sign as we are still waiting on a director of football to help with transfers. Vogel mentions that he can at least try to help bring somebody in to help us before this window ends. And since we need defensive help, ultimately, I think we'll take whatever we can get. So the owner says he's personally going to check out the market and see if he can bring in anyone in the next couple of hours. If not, we're stuck with what we got, but we're going to have to find out what he comes back with. Alright, well, with only hours left in the window, it is confirmed we're bringing in a signing, a free agent, Noah Bouchard, who's a 29-year-old French defensive midfielder. And at 63 overall, this actually should make him one of our best players right away. It's a solid signing. He's a defensive midfielder, which isn't exactly the kind of center back we're looking for. But hey, I'll take what I can get at this point. Now we have a solid player to try to build around at least. But this is where this career is going to get interesting. I'm not able to bring in the exact players I want, or even the position. I mean, again, we're getting a midfielder rather than a center back. And now it's going to be up to us to figure out what to do creatively with this squad as the manager. So here's my idea. I'm going to switch our midfield and have one holding defensive midfielder, which will be our new signing, Bouchard. His only job is going to be to protect the back line and almost kind of act as a center back. But this should also allow us to maybe score more goals with two more offensive-minded attacking midfielders. I don't know, we're going to keep trying things till it works, but that will come next episode. Thank you guys so much for watching. I hope you're enjoying this series. Let me know in the comments what you think of this so far, or what you'd like to see more of going forwards. We're going to get back to the action next time, and I promise you guys we will win a game eventually. It just might be a rough start. Again, thank you so much for watching. I'll catch you next time.